So before you continue watching today's episode, I want to take you through what we're going to be going and deep diving in with our special man, Jonathan Valle. So a couple things that we're going to discuss today on this episode, and I think you guys are going to get great insight, is one of them is brand building, because we're going to get into his story, and we're going to talk about how to build brands, to build communities, how to leverage social media for you to be able to use it the way you should be using it, creating a network, finding your right group of friends. Just like that saying everyone has, you are the fifth of your group. So we're going to get into all that. And I think you guys are really going to get a lot of great insight. And stay tuned. John.
How are you?
It's great to have you, man. I'm great. How are
too,
you?
Man. Doing great.
I was looking forward to this podcast, by the way.
Yeah, me too. I'm looking forward. It's my first one.
First
one, yeah.
First of many.
First of many, for sure.
Why don't you start your own?
For sure. Right now, I'm just I started public speaking events. I organize events, so I love self-development in general. So I'm just getting into that. Podcasts and being on stage, I think they go hand in hand, like in terms of content. So
makes a lot of sense. Huge difference I find is you cannot re-edit.
Yeah.
Whatever people saw you there live and direct.
Yeah.
So that's a little tricky. So good for you guys. If you do a lot of public speaking, why don't we talk about that? How did you get into public speaking in the first place?
So basically, I think COVID changed everything. Like I was like binging a lot, and I think COVID definitely. I had a lot of I was on TikTok and everything, but the one thing that made me different, it was just I was unplugging a lot of trash was in my brain, and I was absorbing a lot of new information. So just like the stuff that I've been watching for years, and I've just been watching a lot of self-development and business. And I was just very interested about entrepreneurship and mindset. So I was just absorbing information, podcast after podcast, unfollowing the people that just didn't give any value. I started following business owners, entrepreneurs, just people that are on the internet sharing a positive message. Mm-hmm. And then I started going to more events, and then just in that ecosystem of public speaking, podcasts, entrepreneurs that are actually some of them do their own events in their own communities. So I would say like from that, I fell in love with the whole ecosystem of events, business.
I can see it.
Yeah.
I definitely can see it. And on top of that, I find, I've seen a lot of your content too.
Yeah.
Hence why we're sitting down. I think you're great.
Thank you.
And at the same time, I find it's very empowering anyways. I can only imagine the thrill you get when you're up there and you actually kill it anyways. I mean, but you gotta have to have a great message to deliver, which you do.
Yeah, I mean, it's starting. It's definitely. I just need the foundation to start, which is self-development, influence, and I would say social dynamics, like social skills. I would say I liked face-to-face.
Of course.
Because I'm a huge advocate for cold approach, like whether it's cold approaching your next business partner, a girl you like when you cold approach someone, it's a shortcut. And it's like you present yourself, and it's like, okay, what do you have to present to me? And they can reject you, they can accept you, they can get the number, and then from there you see what you can make out of the connection, because I feel like marketing, like I do digital marketing, but right. I started on cold approach, boots on the ground, face to face, and I feel like it's just underrated. It's not used as much, like direct marketing in a sense.
Everything is went digital for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So
I see that. I'm happy because a lot of people have forgotten that you can still even utilize that method.
Yeah.
So guys like us, we're still out there. We're dominating one industry because everybody forgot that, hey, man, you know what? There's a lot of value in coming face to face with somebody.
Yeah.
Or just saying hello. But you know what? Let's talk about the cold approach.
Yeah.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite thing? Who do you like to approach in the first place? Right now, what's your target you're looking for?
I mean, it's more like cold approach is something that's just like a skill set. It's like AI. It's like people say, oh, it's gonna this and that take over. It's just a skill set in your pocket, because cold approach is just a skill in your pocket. You can use it anytime you're walking and you see someone. It's he might be a business owner, or I like her, she's cute. It's like you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, you might never see them again, and in that connection, that lead, I guess, is you never know, because you can't underestimate the power of just one person. Like that might be your, you know, your next connection, your next, you know, partner. I don't know, but if you do see potential in approaching, you don't have nothing to lose, you know.
I love that for one reason, because they say you're always one conversation away from $1 million.
Yeah.
And for anybody that hasn't done $1 million yet, once you hit that milestone, you're like, wow. You never thought it was real until you can actually finally see it, and it's in your face. And then you never know if that's one conversation away. So who's your demographic you're looking to target? And we're just talking about that. We're looking to target the youth, our age, older. Like, what are you looking to target? What are you looking to impact on?
I mean, now, because like, I mean, I used to be a nightclub promoter. You know, I started hosting parties since I was like 16, 15, house parties. So that skill set, organizing events, organizing in general,
Sure.
you know, like having a perfectionist mindset, this food, it's a skill set, you know, and that transition towards nightlife when my friend was owning a property. And then it's just recently I just got out of that industry completely, because I'm more in touch with God, more in touch with my religion, Christianity. And I realized it's just, yeah, so I would say my demographic now, it's more the youth, because the youth is, you know, targeted the most in terms of just a lot of influences, a lot of when you're hooked on something, like you're hooked on dopamine, the content. So my brother is 12, and it was like the younger the better. So now I'm teaching him, my stepdad and my dad, you know, because I have 2 other sisters. I want to start young, just instilling concepts into them about, like, you know, it's just about self-improvement, about not being confined towards, you know, TikTok algorithms nowadays are just, you know, you're so stuck in the loop.
100%.
And I don't know, I feel like it's a matrix, you know? So
It's a good way to put it. I know
Yeah.
Andrew Tate says it a lot, but I absolutely agree. In the end of the day, you know what? I feel like we're in a very lewd society, very godless society,
yeah,
right? And I find it extremely interesting because, like, you'll see a lot of unnecessary things out there, and you're like, look, it's not peaches and cream.
Mm-hmm.
Pornography is a massive addiction for a lot of men, right? I actually respect the guy out there that says, you know what, I want to stop pornography. I want to stop watching pornography because it's bad for the mind.
yeah,
You live in there's no sense of reality of what you're watching. And then you end up having these expectations of your partner that's not realistic in the first place. So and obviously you're preaching a completely different message. If you're going from nightclub promoting,
Yeah.
to now you're preaching strength, unity, message of God.
I mean,
How was that shift? And what was the epiphany moment? What was that Grand Canyon moment that you had when you're like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore, you know?
honestly,
I
like,
kind of want to walk the path of Jesus and all that.
my whole family is Christian. I was born a Christian. Everyone's Christian in my family.
Sure.
I was always, you know, Christian. I was always lukewarm, but now I don't know. I just had these dreams, these, and it was like more just messages, but
Talk to me about those. Those are interesting.
it was very specific. Like, I was in the epitome of nightlife. And then I just had a dream about, like, I was hosting, like, in third person, I was just hosting a nightlife event. And then I guess the evil or the devil, whatever, he was happy because I was literally feeding him on a silver platter, you know, like drunkenness, sin. Like, you never know. 2 of the customers that I brought, they might hook up, and then, you know, it's like next thing you know, she's pregnant. It's like, you don't know, because I was the host. I'm the originator of the event, right? You are the core. So I was definitely, I didn't feel good just feeding evil on a silver platter, because you get into drugs, alcohol, and just a lot of stories, you know. In general, like, it's fun, you know, for a while, but like, if you really look into it, it's just a lot of bad stories, you know. And then you involve drugs, alcohol, and getting with other people. It rarely ends good. So people get out, you know. A lot of nightlife promoters, they recently got out because you can't just be in there forever. And it's like, long-term business model for me, I'm good. It's longevity wise, I don't think it's gonna sustain me. And even for my inner, like, the soul, it's not good. I don't feel good about it. So I feel sticky. I'm gonna get out, and while I'm pursuing, like, other events, like networking events, you know, I could talk to the customers. I can really get to know them. But if it's like a party, dancing, you know, they're there for the music. They're there to dance and party.
Sure.
And I can't really connect and network. So, you know, so that's why I made a decision, just in general, for business and my regular life routine. I just, you know,
What was the dream you had?
so I was hosting, and then I basically the demon or whatever.
Sure.
He was happy that I was hosting because I was doing his work.
You're talking to a devout Muslim, so it's okay. I understand that the frameworks of God and Jesus and all that.
Yeah.
So continue.
And then as soon as I went the other path, the godly path, the good path, away from that, that's when they started attacking me in terms of, you know, my power just and all that. Like, okay, like it's not doing this anymore. Might as well just get at him, attack him. And then that's when I woke up and I was like, what the frick? So it's very weird, but I definitely think it was like more of a message. As soon as I went out, they started attacking me. So that's was like, okay, I'm not gonna stay in it, so might as well stay in the war, and just stick to it, even though it's gonna cause conflict with the evil, so-called evil. So, yeah, I mean, for me, I'm just more grounded in my faith and business, and just in general, the business model for me is it's better, you know.
You feel better.
I feel better, more fulfilled, you know, because
I love it.
Yeah,
I always feel like if you get out of bed and you're not feeling fulfilled and you don't have passion for what you do, you got to go find whatever that passion is and go pursue that. Everybody thinks it's a race for money. It's actually finding a race for purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So once you feel like you're even if it's out of job, even for a lot of people, they have jobs, you know, whether we're entrepreneurs, businessmen, doesn't matter. Can't knock the people building your dream, right? Because that's in reality what you're doing. True leadership gets the people to convince them to help build the dream anyways.
Yeah.
But you somewhat build theirs at the same time. But that sense of purpose when you walk into a place and you feel like I belong, I know what I'm doing, I'm part of this team, yada, yada. That's so empowering for a lot of these people. So it's almost like you're one of God's soldiers at this point, and you're trying to do the right bidding.
I would say so. It's like, I would definitely say it's just the battle between good and evil, because there's so much evil in the world, man. It's like on a macro level, it's just good versus evil, bad versus good. It's just blue and red. It's very just, it's a war, you know, whether it's physical war, spiritual war, civil war. It's just always two sides to it. But good versus evil, as simple as that, because you know, you can spread a good message or you can spread a bad message. Like I recently started listening to more, just different kind of music, because it was into hip hop and rap and the lyrics, and I was like, interesting, because even the lyrics have power to it. It's like, you know, and it's been good. Like I've been listening to a lot of not rap anymore, just I've been trying some artists, and even that changing my selecting music is just different, because the message is different in the music itself.
I agree.
So even on the stuff like that, like you don't realize it, but it's always like that. With the messages.
The psychology of it, right? As an example, if you're listening to a lot of like hardcore rap and hip hop, what are they talking about? Girls, women, drugs.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Killing, murder. They think it's cool. So if you're on a different wavelength now, I want to talk about brand building.
Perfect.
Let me ask you first. What was your journey looking like pre-COVID? Was that the nightlife scene, just so I can understand where we are?
That was no.
Or is all this is transpiring within the last 5 years, anyways?
Last like 4 years, yeah.
So then, what was your life pre-COVID?
Pre-COVID, I was at school. Nothing much really. I was
okay.
I definitely did cold approach since like 2017. I loved social dynamics. I was just still, you know, approaching and stuff. I was definitely just into self-development, self-improvement events, meetups. Mindset. It's simple as that. Like I like that whole community. You know, like for example, my friend, he's into like the whole monk mode stuff.
Sure.
And like waking up in the morning, cold bath, you know, and it's good, you know. I mean, it's worked out for him. It's just, and then he got me into that, and it's good. But you know,
are you still doing that?
No, I mean sometimes it's just he's a little hardcore with the whole morning routine, day routine, night routine.
Ladies and gentlemen, he means he's disciplined.
Yeah. So for sure, you know, and then you match that with like your passion or your project and your business, and it's like, okay, now you have something to work for, because you can do all these cold baths and like, you know what I mean? And then it's like end of the day, it's like, you know, you're super healthy, but you made no money. It's like, you know, you have to actually work on something. You have to be on the laptop. You have to actually produce. You can't just feel good, because you know, you get stuck in the cycle of toxic positivity, like toxic, like you think you're doing something productive, you know, because you're cleaning, you're everything. But at the end of the day, it's like you didn't produce. You didn't like make money. You didn't make a connection. You just, you know, think you were productive. But in reality, it's like it
Gotta
felt,
find a balance.
yeah, find a balance is very crucial.
So then, how are you going about building your brand? Since if that's one of our biggest things that you're doing today,
Yeah.
how do you brand build then?
I think for me, it's like the core of my brand, IN8. It's I didn't realize it at the time, but it's more rooted in Christian philosophies. Because
Explain.
IN8, in the concept of a soul or spirit or whatever, it's heaven and hell, eternity. So I was like, I want a brand this was way back then. Like when I started just in nightlife, I was like, I want to create a brand and start my events, you know. And I was just brainstorming, and I realized that this is just a phase, and eventually I want this brand to, last for a long time. So I was like, okay, definitely I know I'm gonna get closer to my faith, whether I'm 30 or 40. So IN8 stands for infinite, but it's infinite journey. So it's like, your soul, your spirit, it's eternity technically. So I would say it's rooted in that, in like
Interesting.
eternity, infinity, whatever.
Right.
So I just made IN8 as simple as that and made it a brand. And then from there, it was just sub brands like IN8 Productions, and recently, Ottawa Entrepreneur Club. So other than that, I didn't realize I was going to shift industries, but it worked out. It's working out fine. Because,
Which is good. We'd rather you be where
Yeah.
you are today than where you were before.
no, for sure. I feel like pivoting and adjusting is, a lot of people do it because you start a company or brand. It's like, okay, this is how it is. This is the philosophy. This is the foundation. And then maybe years from now, you might have a change of heart or a change of mind. It's like, I don't believe in those concepts anymore. Like I actually want to, maybe you have children, maybe you have, this happens, it's like, you got to pivot, adjust. So that's where I'm thinking ahead, just because you never know, right? Your mind might be different from 10 years from now, but you still have the company.
It will be. Let's
Yeah.
be honest.
That's true.
It will be. It's
Yeah.
funny because in business, the one thing that you do learn is either you double down or you pivot.
Yeah.
So the fact that you did one or the other, it means that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing in business, which is awesome.
Mm.
How are you going about building this brand?
Uh,
Like if you were to sell me the service, I want to know if you're saying, let's say my branding needs work on,
yeah.
how am I going to go and brand myself in the market so people can pay attention to what I'm doing to build the presence? Because you said you did digital marketing.
Yeah, digital marketing more for in-house stuff that I do, like for events. Like for example, I used to do like planning for other people, but I realized I'd rather just put all my eggs into one basket, which is in-house, my own events, and building that, ecosystem. And then from there, I can partner up with people. But I'm just more focused on my own vision with my company, because everyone has a different vision. Maybe they have a different belief system, and if they want to partner up, we can collaborate. But I don't necessarily take on clients, not for now, but just building the events and meeting people, because I love meeting people, networking events, business events, self-development events.
So then let's explain what IN8 is.
Yes.
Let's delve into what is this business so people actually understand what we're talking about now.
Yeah, so it's an event management company. I started in the nightlife, and then from there I just did a range of events. But now I'm more focused on networking, public speaking, and in general content. I love doing content. I'm getting more into that. And mostly in downtown Ottawa, I do these events. But I'm looking in the future, hopefully I'm because right now in Montreal, there's a big event like Elevate. And it's like a lot of public speakers. I don't know if you know Andy Elliott.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, I know the guy that's hosting, and it's like interesting because I would love to in the future to host a conference, like a nice conference, B-list, A-list speaker,
Like Vault, PBD.
like Vault. Yeah, I would
Sure.
love to do that in Ottawa.
sure.
Because he's bringing these people from the States to Montreal. It's like, it's amazing what he's doing. And, so far I'm just interested in that whole thing in general, like these big conference centers, public speaking on a bigger scale. So I'm definitely learning that business model, how he does it. And I know Ottawa is not known for the creativity and for the outside the box thinking, but you never know, because I definitely am. My philosophy is like one person, like you can't change the city itself. You can't change Ottawa, but you can.
Well, they hired a nightlife manager.
Yeah. No, obviously. Yeah, but the one person, let's say you're an outlier, you can change your existence within the city itself. Like, let's say you're a creator, you're an entrepreneur, the city's not doing much. You can create an offer and change, the existence within the city itself. You know, let's say, okay, I'm gonna do this unique event, and the city's never seen it before. It's like, oh, this is interesting in Ottawa. So I would definitely believe in the power of a person, their potential, and just thinking outside the box. Because a lot of companies I've seen so far, just a lot of people and so many ideas, philosophies. But if you have one unique person that has a unique idea and it's executed, then it's amazing because you need more creativity in the city. You know, it's more known in Miami and
Can I be honest with you?
yes,
I don't know how old you are, but I'm 34. I'm almost 35. Not to say I'm generations different, but born and raised, growing up in Ottawa, I found one of the things in Ottawa is the reason why they don't have any nightlife
yeah,
is because nobody even knows about it.
yeah,
The only thing that you've ever heard that's as marketed as well as it is was the Blues Fest.
yeah,
As an example, Kevin Hart, I think it was like a year ago, 2 years ago. Kevin Hart was coming into town. He had a whole comedy show booked at what's the name of that place where the Sens play? Canadian Tire Center?
Yeah, Canadian
There
Tire
you go.
Center.
And supposedly he had a show there. And right before the show by a day, I heard about it.
Yeah,
And I'm like, it's insane, man.
Yeah.
Like, nobody discusses these kind of things. It's just
No.
not out there. You know?
Yeah.
I think that's one of the biggest issues with Ottawa. Number two, I think there's actually a lot of creative minds. It's just you can't be great in a mediocre place.
no, you can't. Yeah, you can't. Yeah,
Right? So and I love that violinist that was in the subway in New York. I don't remember his name anymore. And he looked basically just like a regular guy that's playing his guitar and you just put change in the casket. And he was doing that. He was playing his violin, and then people are just putting change. The guy was doing an incredible job, killing it. And then it turns out his identity is he's the world's number one. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. Violinist.
yeah, violinist.
Anyways, he's the number one in the world. That violin itself is worth like $1 million. And he just sold out the Bell Center.
Oh wow.
So the whole point of it
Yeah.
is you can be great in a mediocre place and get mediocre results.
Yeah,
But I guess that's a rabbit hole you can delve into because then
yeah,
that's going to be an infinite rabbit hole.
yeah. No, I mean that's how the
Because then it's going to take a blow to your ego. You're going to be like, what do you mean? You know, I
Yeah.
think I'm making an impact here. But I'm just
Yeah.
saying it's
No,
an
that's how,
interesting
like,
perspective.
that's how big offers are created. Like I was watching a movie, I think it was Blackberry, and it's like, you know, they were starting out and then they got developers from Apple, Microsoft, Apple. So it was like they created like an A team, like 8 players, and it was just their team was so stacked and like bright minds together. They created such a unique offer. It was like amazing because you have this person, you have that person, you together you create something amazing. You might have an invention, the AI, whatever. And right now it's just so much of that in terms of the AI industry. Like you have this AI person and their whole team is just like stacked. It's like
It's true.
talent together is just, you just bounce ideas off each other. And you can't really do that when you're alone, you know, because you need to talk, you need to have conversations. Also challenging you, challenging me. And it's like, oh, maybe we can start a new thing, you know? So that's what I love about just in general, like-minded individuals, especially if they're smart. Just you create something unique, and that's how innovation is built. I would say, like, especially in the team environment, it's it's definitely beautiful. Because I'm just learning to find more people that are just in general doing something,
Right.
producing something. You know, because they definitely have a story behind their brand or community. And I want to get more in touch with those kind of people because I love hearing like stories and testimonies because their stories have depth, and I just like hearing that, you know.
I agree.
Mhm.
I agree. That's actually funny enough. That's one of the biggest reasons why I like being in the sales world.
Yeah,
You meet very interesting people, different perspectives. You learn from different life experiences that you've never lived.
Mhm.
Is this what you're doing when you're talking about community building? Is that what you're doing for the Ottawa Entrepreneur Club? Because it seems like you have a lot of passion
yeah,
in terms of trying to reverse the space, which I love, by the way, because we were just talking about other podcasts.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I love when I see people doing the same thing. People say, oh, they're copycats. I'm like, don't say that. Because in the end of the day, you have to be happy that you can even inspire somebody,
yeah,
right? Don't think in a loser mentality. Just think in a sense of, I can't believe I just inspired somebody to do that. That's incredible, you know? So is that what you're trying to implement in the Ottawa Entrepreneur Club? What are you doing with that?
yeah. I mean, my philosophy with that is like, it's combining. Now I believe that self-improvement and business, they go hand in hand.
Agreed.
Like, I just see so many business people, the mindset as simple as that is like, that's their biggest flaw. I feel like self-improvement, it should be necessary. Like just self-improvement in general, self-development concepts and business, it goes hand in hand. And that's why I'm just trying to, mostly it's business, self-improvement, and entrepreneurship. When you combine all three, it's like, it's less, usually you don't have to go through a whole process of like, oh, I got to fire him, fire him. It's like you pick someone good, and it's like, okay, we have the same belief system. I trust him because we share certain concepts alike. And then from there, it's just, it's a screening process,
Let's break down a little bit when you say self-help and entrepreneurship go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Let's break that down a little bit. Why do you think that is?
Like in certain deals or certain business things, like, everything can fall. Like in certain negotiations, it just might be as simple as like the person is like, he wants a higher percentage or this, or he doesn't get a concept. Like I was talking in a certain video about self-analyzation, taking criticism, ego, simple stuff like that. Because like I feel like ego is the biggest thing in terms of business and self-development. That, a lot of people,
I agree.
because sometimes you have to trust your partner, you have to trust client, you have to trust someone, and then it's like, oh, maybe it just might be about money, but as simple as just ego or trusting or being on time.
I think the ego part
Yeah.
is almost goes hand in hand with the saying that when you fly too close to the sun, you get burned.
Yeah.
Because now you feel like you're larger than life. You're not grounded anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And continue. I feel like the ego part's such a big one because we're all egotistical by nature. Whether you suppress it or you express it, up to you. But hey, continue. I like your point. I like where you're going with this.
Yeah, no, I just think it goes hand in hand. In terms of like if you want to do something, create something, it's a better choice. If you're gonna get someone on your team, have a certain mindset alike. For me, I'm just trying to find more people that are into self-improvement in general. That's like at least the foundation for me. Because like, let's say something goes wrong, even friends, like there's no relationship's ever going to be perfect. But if it's like, we can talk it out, we can have a conversation, you can hear my side, I can hear your side, you're not ignoring me, then, from there we can build something. We can continue the relationship, whatever
People
that may be.
taking accountability.
Yeah, it's simple stuff like that. Just analyzing what you're saying, what they're saying, and say, okay, I get your point, I get my point, you get my point. And then from there, it's more smooth. Everything goes more smoothly, and you're not thinking in the back of your head. There's no doubt, I would say, because, those concepts are instilled within him or each other. So, yeah, for me, I love the whole self-help and business, and I want to really unify that. And even for me, when other mentors of mine, like he's into self-help, and he was just teaching me simple stuff about mindset and getting rid of all the trash I had in my mind. And it took some time, but I was just so used to watching all this dopamine content on TikTok, and it was just rewiring of the mind. And then from there, I was like, okay, this is how business owners think. This is how entrepreneurs think. And then from there, I just got used to the whole part of that.
And you said you still don't do the early mornings anymore, right?
Depends. I mean, I'm usually at home working from home. Like I'm just usually on my laptop all day. I mean, right now I just started going back to the gym. So
Which is good.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a start.
Yeah, I used to run like cross country when I was younger, and I was like taking inspiration from like a lot of like underdog movies. I love the concept of like the underdog, and like the spirit of being like, you underestimate someone, and then that person just like, next thing you know, they're super successful. It's like, what the frick? Because he got bullied or something.
Yeah,
it's like, I love that because that's what like their drive is, And I feel like in a way that's kind of what I like, and that's what I want to instill. Just the underdog spirit, like proving them wrong or proving yourself wrong. It's like, okay, I'm not that person anymore that got bullied or that was last place. I'm like, next thing you know, they might be the world champion. I just love that concept because it's you have to completely renew yourself.
I think that's where the line
Yeah.
was born, where the line was, you don't have to be great to start.
Yeah.
You have to start to be great.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe that's where the underdog part was born there. But let's go back to what you do best.
Yeah.
So let's go back to social media. How do you use social media and leverage it the way it's supposed to be used for it to work for you and your business, for your event management in IN8? Because I know you also have models as well, but we can get into that right after.
Yeah, yeah.
Right after that, but let's touch on that subject there.
Yeah, right now, I mean,
What's this formula, the magic?
I mean, it's just for me, like it's changed throughout the years, but I would say just a good offer in general, like a good event, like value. Like for me, it's fine if it's not like a big event, as long as I gain some value, quality over quantity. Because I used to host events where it's 100+ people, 200+ people, and it was more quantity. Now networking events, I just love meeting people one-on-one, quality, because it's just conversation, and that conversation leads to something. So my business model right now is just direct marketing, one-on-ones, meeting people. I do some ads, but just in general, like reaching out.
So what are you telling your people? So you're telling people to come to your event.
Yeah, like
We're
digital.
business guys, so let's talk. We're businessmen. Let's talk business. Let's say you're trying to pitch. Remember, we're talking about a good offer.
Yeah.
What is the offer that you're telling why we should take time out of your day to come to our event? What are we giving you that other people aren't? Like, why is our event so much better than theirs?
Yeah. It's simply because in that room, it's filled with like-minded people. Let's say you're a business owner, and then I'm the connector, the originator. Like I'm in that specific time, in that specific day, there's going to be like 50 people exactly like you or in your industry, and you're going to network, you're going to meet. And, you know, as the connector, I would say, like it's valuable because you want to meet more people like yourself, certain belief systems. And I would say that as simple as that. Because that's the value in itself. And then you might get a client, you might make a deal, you might next business partner, you never know, right?
I agree with you. I think putting yourself out there is absolutely crucial for people to know what you do and how to do it. I find, as an example, if you talk to people,
Yeah.
right, and you're introducing yourself, I personally think you should tell them what you do, right? Because you never know if they need that service, or they can, have a person that can refer you to that service or whatever that it is. If they don't know what you do, then they don't know what you do.
Yeah.
Right. So that could have been that conversation missed where everything's an opportunity.
Oh, for sure.
But I think the very hard line, and I want to get your take on this, how do you know to balance a transactional / relationship equity where you're going from, like I just said, hey, John, nice to meet you. Come and employ my services. What do we take care of your all your roofing needs, your flat roofing needs, all your siding, cladding needs, windows, doors, your masonry, brickwork, stone, you're building a custom house, come talk to us, blah, 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 blah. How do you go from just that to actually building a real relationship where you care? Because a lot of people are transactional.
Yeah, they're transactional. It's like you give, I give. My philosophy is like, it's not just like immediately, okay, I have this offer. Can you, it's they want to build a relationship for the sake of they want to sell their services. I'm not like, I want to just, like, it's a transaction value. In terms of the transaction, it's value in itself. So let's say, you offer your services to me, and then I might offer my services to you, and then we see how that relationship grows. Because I've seen some people just like right off the bat, they meet someone. It's like, hey, I do this. Here's my business card. And it's not off the jump. It's too much, It's like, okay, like I don't know you. It's like, I want to build it. And then, this is what I do. So maybe we can help each other, or maybe you just help me, I help you. We see how we can grow authentically, build a connection. If it doesn't work out, it's fine. At least I have your information, your contact, if I ever need you. So it's just not going head on with the value that you bring, is being a human being, just connecting with them, socializing, meeting a good person. And then from there, seeing what you do, what I do, and then maybe we can do something together. Because it's we don't want to pressure or force anything. And
well, for sure, you don't want to force anything, but pressure.
Yeah, so it's just being like authentic, honestly, just communicating, talking, because social skills is not much. It's not really talked about. Like I nowadays, like social skills, confidence, social dynamics, it's not really talked about, and I'm getting more into that in terms of that whole thing. And it's
you're talking about in school, you mean?
In general,
yeah, okay.
Yeah, in general, in business, in school, in social dynamics and situations. It's not like, it's very not talked about in general, but it's important, because there's a lot of people that are, I guess they need to develop their self-esteem or their confidence. Maybe it's an inner problem they have. They can't really connect the way they want to, but they want to connect with you. Maybe it's just a confidence issue that needs to be fixed. So.
Well, you know what's incredible?
Yeah.
I don't know why you kind of just this popped into my head. I'll say it right after. I wanted to jump on the transactional and the relationship, but funny enough,
Yeah.
when I meet somebody, hey John, nice to meet you. What do you do? I'm I do event marketing, event networking, and all the other stuff. What do you do? I do that. I'm in construction. I do exterior envelope, and we just start talking. That's what I do. I just start talking. That's it. Business is already on the side. We identified what we do.
Yeah.
I want to get to know you.
It's true.
Because the way I look at it is, if you want people to be inspired by you, you have to be inspired by them. If you want people to like you, you have to like them. So then that's what I do. That's how I'll do the networking. Just get to know the guy. I want to know all about him.
Yeah. You invest into the person, not the business model.
Exactly. Because in reality, when you talk to people, everyone they love to share their story.
Yeah.
And I'm just naturally curious. So that's why I'll ask you all these questions, because I just want to know what you're taking perspective. Whether I agree or disagree, it doesn't matter. I just like to hear the other perspective, get to know that person, because sometimes you meet great people. And it's funny because when we were chatting before the podcast, at some point, everybody's under this notion where you are who your friends are, right? And then at some point, you look at the friends group that you have and you're like, you know what? I woke out of this dream where I don't want to do this marketing stuff for the nightclubs.
Yeah.
I want to inspire, and I want to do this, and I want to do that. And all your friends are like, what are you talking about, John? Let's go out and talk to the girls. And, you bring all these people to the events at the nightclub. And you're like, I'm just not that person anymore. So how do you go about finding this new group of friends where you become the fifth because you are your friends are?
Yeah. I mean, it takes time. I would say no one's perfect. But if you have a certain belief, like at least one commonality, because I think it's extremely hard to find like people that have all things lined up exactly like you. Maybe a commonality. Maybe you're a Christian. Maybe you're into business. It's one commonality. It's a base. We can at least connect on that.
What do you find is the easiest one to connect on? Because you're through Christian in there, so do you think it's religion?
Right now it's just like if you're into just business and just have want to talk business, marketing, whatever, just conversating. You come to my event, we can talk. And then from there, if they mention or I mention, we're both Christian, perfect. That's another commonality. So, and then from there, you don't know, they might be your best friend. They might, you just have a conversation, and then whatever they say, you might have more in common than you think. Off the bat, like I'm doing an AI event in a couple of weeks.
Nice.
Everyone there will be interested about AI, whether you're a developer, you're an owner, but there might be other commonalities when you meet someone too. You might connect more with someone. At the event, it's still the foundation, the theme, AI, but there's more to that when you meet someone. Like you're just trying to see if we match, if we have a good sync.
So every event has a theme, though. So there's a clear and concise message to every event that you guys are doing.
Yeah, I think it's important to have a theme, like a core.
Sure.
Like AI or whether it's fashion, just because it's niche, it's specific to a specific group of
I agree.
industry. So
I agree, because it's funny, because I went to a networking not too long ago.
Yeah.
Networking event not too long ago, and I'm like, what am I doing here?
Yeah. No,
Like I'm completely networking with the wrong people. Anyways, there's nothing that we can do for each other.
Yeah, the general.
Right. So I think it's smart to have a theme, because at least now everybody knows a purpose. So it's like, if you're going after this niche, I think if you just throw everything in a melting pot, it doesn't make any sense. I think you'll fail on doing that. So I think that's smart. So then, since you're doing this all the time, imagine you want somebody to come to your event. What can they do best to take advantage of that event in terms of tips and tricks? Like, what do you think is the best way to do it?
I would say getting their contact information. I mean, there's been recently, I don't really use the cards but my friends, they definitely use the digital tap. So here's my business card, tap.
Oh, that iPhone thing? Yeah, I agree.
So just getting everyone's contact information. You may not have a solid conversation with everyone, but at least getting the contact information. It's like, I didn't talk to him much, but he does this and this, and you can follow up via text or however you get the information, because everyone there is for a purpose. So I would say getting everyone's information, getting contact. You don't have to have a long conversation, but everyone there, you never know, right? One person can be that change in your life and your business. So just quick transaction in terms of the Instagram or number or however you swap information. And working the room.
How do you work the room?
I mean, personally, right now, it depends. Everyone's different. For me, I just
We're talking John Valley.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on the person because right now a lot of my friends are in the events. So we're just naturally already have a connection. But usually I just get introduced to someone. Like, let's say, oh, this is my friend. You guys should talk. So he connected me with him. It's like he leaves and he just lets us talk because I'm looking for specific something. And my friend, he's a good connector as well. And then he just leaves us to talk. And then from there, it's like,
So basically like a wingman almost.
like a wingman. Yes, exactly. Because it's like a shortcut, it's,
So do you think it's smart for people that are coming to an event to have a wingman with them to bring?
I would say so. Yeah, at least
Better for ticket sales anyways.
No,
you
no,
know?
I would say for at least one person, you're there and then just work in the room and having a good conversation. And if someone's like, oh, I'm looking for this specific person, it's like, oh, my friend John, he's there. I'll introduce you to him. So you just make a quick introduction, and from there they can talk, and you never know what from their connection might come about.
So if they make that connection, do you think that they should be, the key is in the follow-up and are we here to make this transactional only? Are we here to, make this build a relationship? Are we here to build both, one or the other? Are we looking for new friends, add it to the network group as well? Or we're just looking for new business partners to deal with, or both? It could be both.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, it's both. It depends on what they have, what they offer. Like, if you have a business and we have a business, let's see how we can be a value of each other.
Sure.
If you're a good person, if you're like, hey, let's go, let's play some soccer. Let's go when we're going out. We're gonna go to a lounge or something, very chill. I'm like,
those are always the best, eh?
It's like invitations. Oh, okay, it's outside of business. He's just inviting me. It's amazing. So from there, it just really depends, on how the person in general is. Like, it's like, hey, if some person is like, okay, we did business, but he's like invited me to church, I'm like, I'm going with you.
No, for sure.
So
You're sold at that point. You're
yeah.
gone,
So it just really depends on like what you're inviting certain people to. If you want to just stick with business, sure. But for me, it's like if you do fun things and you want to invite your friends, then it doesn't have to be a specific relationship just based off that. It can be everything.
I agree.
Yeah.
I honestly, one of the big things for me is if I will attend the event, I'm looking to be able to add to my community.
Yeah.
In a sense of like-minded individuals that want to achieve great things, and at the same time, they're great people. You can have great conversations with. You can get to know. There's longevity there.
Yeah.
And then that's what I'm saying. I agree with you. It could be both because I do both.
Yeah.
There's the people that like, I'm looking for a great trade partner. I'm right here. What are you looking for? I'm looking to get, commercial flat roofing and commercial, ACM cladding, blah, 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 blah. All construction talk. I'm your guy. We'll share the meals and all the other stuff. And at the same time, it's transactional, sure. But I find it's very hard because some people that try to do both, but they're actually looking at being only transactional. But they're trying to hide the relationship. They're trying to hide it through the relationship equity. But you're like, what? Foolery only goes so far. You're gonna get exposed.
Like
with time.
their intention is different. Like up front, they're showing a certain facade. Like it's very, it's not authentic. And their intention, like it may be show afterwards.
Oh, you always get caught.
Yeah.
You catch them all. So that's why I always tell people, be authentic.
Yeah.
And because that veil is very thin and it's going to be very see-through soon enough. And then once it is, you burn your reputation.
You burn a bridge.
And I tell everybody all the time, look, man, it might, how they say it's a small world?
Yeah.
Do you know why it's a small world? If you got 1 million people in Ottawa, how many guys do you think are doing event marketing?
Not much.
There you go.
Yeah.
Of course, it's going to be a small world now because you just cut 1 million people down to maybe 1,000 people.
Yeah.
Your odds are somebody knows John.
What do you think about like burning bridges and like reputation? Just curious to know.
I don't think you should ever burn a bridge. And I don't want to go into the rabbit hole where it doesn't make sense. Like, oh, what if the guy, he's like, oh, pedophiles aren't that bad or whatever. I'm not even going to go that route. But I truly believe you should never burn a bridge because you don't know who that person's going to become.
Yeah.
Right. I've heard horror stories where, they used to work at this company. Very good story. I'm not going to drop names. But there was a guy's father owned a company. Remember, he's daddy's son. So obviously he had employees. What do you think the daddy's son sometimes are going to do? They're going to act, belligerent.
Yeah.
They're going to be abrasive. They're going to be aggressive. They're spoiled. Right? And then sure enough, he treats his staff like shit. His daddy goes bankrupt. Now he's in the market looking for a job.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Nobody wants you because your reputation's it's terrible.
Yeah.
It's a small world.
Yeah, you can't underestimate anyone or overestimate anyone because you don't know, right? You don't know what kind of fire they have under their belly. Like, you don't know what motivates them, what you don't know. Because I would say, never burn a bridge because you don't know that person and their future. They might be this, they might be this. So
no, you know what? Speaking about a religion, none of us are God. We can't predict anything.
No, for sure.
I genuinely think, just be a good human being, have good intentions. There's going to be people out there that don't have that same intentions as you do. It's okay because you can stay away from them. It's not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you'll fall flat on your face, but you'll realize the pattern sure enough, and you're like, okay, you know what? I want to stay away from this person, because then you just catch on to it. But in terms of being humble, grateful, being an all-around good guy, I don't think you should be a nice guy. Nice guys finish last. I think good guys don't. You know what I mean? Because you have good intentions, but at the same time, you got to stand up for yourself. You're going to stand up against evil, which you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
But absolutely not. I don't think you should burn any bridge. I even think if the guy's mad at you, let's just say a transaction went wrong, be accountable. I understand why it went wrong.
Yeah.
And look, I apologize for any inconveniences. I'm a human being just like you. And I learn from these situations. If you don't want to give me another chance, I understand. But I promise you, if you want to give me another chance, I'm going to do my best to rectify what we just did. It doesn't even mean that the guy has to give you another chance.
Yeah.
But most people that are very immature and they don't know how to handle situations, what do you think they're going to do? You're going to fight fire with fire.
Yeah, right. React with anger, and maybe they're like, they go above and beyond now. It's like they have nothing to lose. It's like, you just want to, in a way, just not react, and you don't want to cause too much. You don't want to actually go further and, fight more with more fire, because it's not going to end out well. A lot of guys I see personally, business or whatever, like they have a lot of rage or anger, and it's like if something doesn't go their way, it's like they're it's just don't know, maybe they don't know how to control their anger, but it shows, but you definitely need to control that, and because in general, like, you don't know what ticks someone off, but you don't want to play with that either.
It's crazy. Remember before we're talking about before we're talking about the networking and the brand building, and we're having a nice conversation. I'm like, you know what? Let me jump in. I want to say something before I forget it.
Yeah.
And we're talking about how, to be better and do better and self-improvement, and this guy can be broken.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the Landmark Forum? I'm not sponsored by them. Don't get this twisted.
No, I haven't heard.
Look into the Landmark Forum. It's basically a form of psychology, but it's not psychology. It's called ontology. And it's very fascinating. And it's about the human mind and how your perspective, and they teach you how you're already always listening. So you actually have a lot more talking in your listening. So, and everybody operates out of the same framework. Is this true? Is it false? Is this going to benefit me? Is it going to be, it's not going to be beneficial? Do I distrust, trust? Is he right, wrong? Why is he saying this? And then it all comes down as, how do I look? Does it make me look good? Does it make me look bad? So it's crazy how a lot of people, I'm telling them nowadays, go check out the Landmark Forum, because it's so life-changing. And it's not what anybody thinks it is. It's not an event where it's, we're going there, we're pumped up, like one of those multi-level marketing events like ACN or Amway or anything like that.
I went to ACN recently. Oh, no, it was like last year. Basically I got invited, a friend of mine from high school.
Sure.
It's funny because like he just reached out of nowhere, but I was under the impression that it was like, because I was new to multi-level marketing, direct marketing, just in general, the concept of it, the business model of it. And I was completely not what I expected, in terms of the offer and the third-party sellers. And it's just like, it's not, I don't know, it's just weird to me.
For me, it was all about the margins.
Yeah. And so from there, I don't have a good taste in mouth with multi-level. I mean, it's still legal in terms of a business model. Like, it's still legit, but it's not it's definitely disrespected in terms of like people, and they look at marketing, like content marketing, digital marketing, direct marketing, all that. I would say that's definitely at the bottom in terms of like how people view it. It's a bad reputation. But it's still good in terms of with the offer. I would say it's always the offer, like it's just a kind of marketing, and the offer was just, I didn't like it,
That's okay.
Yeah.
I personally think multi-level marketing is genius.
Yeah.
I'm not in multi-level marketing, but I think it's genius. If you can get paid by just recruiting people, let them sell the product and the service, and you're getting residual and kickback from everybody else. It's like you're a broker in a brokerage.
That's true.
You know what I mean? If you have, but I think way too long term. I don't think people can take the suffering in between the interim. I think that's going to be the hardest part. Anyways, I'm not here advocating for nothing.
Yeah, like long-term delayed gratification.
Because who knows, it might take you 10 years before you even get to this residual income. But I just feel like it's time wasted for guys like us.
Yeah.
Because I know how to take money and put it into a business and get it to generate money. But if I'm getting, not even a tenth of what I'm selling as the profits, and I got to replicate that, and I got to almost play customer service at the same time because you're not happy with the cell phone service, but I sold it to you. And my whole thing is I got to attach my name to it because they don't put money into advertising is interesting. But be honest, though. How was the energy at the event?
I mean, it was very positive. It was definitely more self-help orientated, like mindset and, the beliefs, because everyone was there. Like families were there. It was like all levels, and it was very, very just base foundation because there was some business people there too. But it was more, in the beginning, it was hurrah, very self-help. But it definitely was something I did not expect because that same day, Ty Lopez was in Montreal doing his own event, his own conference that my friend went to. And it was like, I'm just here, close by. So I went to this. I should have went there.
You never ended up going to the Ty Lopez?
No, it was like the same day, and I should have bought a ticket, but like it was just very. I took a risk because I didn't know what to expect with the ACN because it was basically ACN. I met the owner there and everything. Good person. I don't know. It's not my style in terms of the marketing. I'm more digital marketing, boots on the ground, face to face, but it really depends on what I'm presenting, like the offer and all that. And I'm a huge advocate on. I've made a realization in terms of you should always own your offer, like own it completely. Because if you want to make like a change, like if you want to okay, I think we should change this. It's like, oh no, you got to go through the boss. You got to go through this person. It's like you don't have the creative control, creative freedom. You can't make a change like that. It's like I feel like you should always own the offer because you can have an idea and execute like that the same day. And it's like you don't have to go through any hierarchy and, so I'm a huge advocate for that because it's more easier. And if you have a vision, you can definitely execute on that because ideas, sometimes they need to be like written or executed right away because you might forget tomorrow, right? And then you might forget to write it down. So
sure, speed is of the essence.
Yeah. So I definitely believe you should own your certain offer.
You talk a lot about self-help.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think if somebody wants to start? They come up to you, John. I came to one of your events, or even they're at your event. They come up, John, and look, man, I was doing this is the kind of lifestyle I was living. I'm kind of just getting out of it. I want to make a change. Like, where do you think I should start?
I'd say like for me and just in general is content. Just a lot of like renewal of the mind. I was subscribing to a lot of people that were already in that, coaches, consultants, business owners, and they were just talking about these concepts, and I was just viewing podcasts like these, and it was just so interesting because I'd never seen anything like it, like in terms of people were just talking about this freely.
Well, let's talk concepts, right? So if you're there to empower people and talk about self-help, where should they go in the beginning of their journey? Look, I'm trying to leave my job. I'm still there, but I have an idea, but I don't know if I have the confidence to execute. Like, what do you think I should start?
What kind of idea? Just like in general idea?
They say they want to be a digital marketer too. We're talking about digital marketing, right? But the whole point about we're talking about self-help because you're saying that self-help and entrepreneurship go hand in hand.
I would say concepts rooted in self-help should be into what you're doing, your service, your business, or whatever. Like ego. What we were just talking about, mindset, not screwing people over. It should be the foundation. Just ethics, all the simple stuff like that.
But we're talking about that now. But where are they going to go to find that?
Where to go to find that? I mean,
because you don't have all the time to sit there with a guy day in, day out and talk to him.
For sure. I mean, I would say look around your city for people that are, I would say mentors, like in-person mentors or virtual coaches, consultants. Definitely find a mentor because
it's a little tough though. Because what if they don't have the money to pay for it? A lot of them want to get paid.
Yeah.
How do you know a place where they can go to find mentorship without payment? Let's just say they're starting off, they have no clue what they're doing.
Mentorship without payment. I mean, I would say at the lowest level is just finding circles, friends, circles, meeting people and seeing how you align. But I would definitely save for at least a mentor or a consulting call or something, because right now I have like certain mentors of mine, and it just, in general, it's just they've been through so much and they're instilling their beliefs in me, and it's just one-on-one. It's very personalized.
Sure.
I don't like group things, like group calls and all that.
Sure.
If it's one-on-one, it's like your life experience, and then I give into you because I'm successful. I give into you now. It's more personalized, and I see you grow. It's just, I feel like you should save for a certain mentor you have in mind, if you want to get to a certain level. So whether it's in person or digitally, there's definitely people out there that love coaching and building people, like from this to this, and the progress. So,
but everybody got to start somewhere. Do you refer them to anything? Is there a favorite book of yours? Is there a favorite mentor coach of yours that's online? I love Jim Rohn, to give you an example. I think he's the godfather of all coaches.
yeah, I would say Patrick McDavid.
He's really good. I got his books.
I like Patrick McDavid.
Me too.
And certain other people, Patrick McDavid, Andy Elliott. There's so many, honestly, because I watch so much.
Andy Elliott's very interesting.
Yeah. No, but Patrick McDavid is definitely the top tier in terms of just the concepts he's had and how he talks and how he carries himself. And I was recently, listening to Alex Hermosi. In terms of business, he's great.
I agree.
So people like that, just watching. But if you have the chance to, have a mentor, personalized mentor, it doesn't have to be someone big, but someone that's proven, and they know how to coach. Because that's one thing that in the past, like a certain industry, cold approach,
Sure.
and all that, I was like in that industry, and there's certain coaches that do this. They teach men how do you gain confidence? I'm going to teach you how to gain confidence, inner game. And a lot of coaches didn't know how to coach because they were just at level 0, right? If you want to completely change your life, you're going to need a coach. But just certain people just don't know how to coach. Maybe they're good at, in general, what they do, but they just don't know how to build someone up. Like, building someone up is, you have to be definitely vetted as a coach.
I like guys like PBD and stuff like that for
Yeah.
one reason, because there's a saying out there that says people that don't know how to do, they teach.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning they're frauds.
Yeah.
Patrick Bet-David, you can see his accolades and what he did, and I love his approach. You can really see he knows how to navigate a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely, if you can find coaches like that, I agree with you.
Like in the field, like basically they didn't quit what that started them off.
Yeah.
They're in the field. They're not just coaching and then they're full-time coaching, but they actually lost their foundation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I think that's very, should look into that. If someone wants to look into a coach and see, if they're still practicing what they believe in, they preach in, then that says something.
I definitely believe that, evaluate the man that evaluate the coach. If you're going to go the coaching route, let's just say if you're getting to the level where I've read the self-help books,
Mm-hmm.
I've watched the shows, I've watched the Jim Rohn YouTube videos and all the other stuff, and I started attaining success.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, okay, now I've came to the place of stagnation in my business where I don't know how to scale. And then you hire somebody to help and you hire a coach and whatever. I think it's fantastic. I advocate for that all day.
Yeah, someone vetted, vouched for.
And I definitely agree with, even if you don't like a political stance that the guy believes in or whatever, like as an example, Patrick Bet-David, I can't stand his political views.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I definitely respect his business ethics. I respect how he maneuvers in a conversation, his mind. Definitely respect all that. You can't take that away from the man,
Yeah.
whether you approve of the message or disapprove of the message. My biggest thing is, if that's the messaging that you like, you can emulate and you want to do that, then definitely try to find that as a
You take in
coach.
the good, you take out the bad. Like,
Sure.
you take in the good, take out the bad. Because if someone glorifies a coach or consultant or someone like even a Patrick Bet-David, like you don't, like he's not you and you're not him. It's you take the good, you take out the bad. Certain concepts, beliefs, sure, but it's not everything. You have to, you need to be because of him.
Sure.
You are your own person. You have your own beliefs. That's why I would say have multiple people that you look after, and then just take in the good and and keep building yourself, because at the end of the day, you are the one that's absorbing all the information. You're obtaining all this knowledge, and you're not going to be a copycat of some guru. You know, you are your own unique self, and then from there you develop your own concepts, beliefs, systems, all that stuff. But you still appreciate what they offer, right? Their knowledge, their insights. But if it's like something political, it's like, okay, respect, but just, you know.
I agree with you. You're going to them for a reason. So then where do you see your vision in the next 5 years?
My vision, I would say more in touch with God, more spiritually.
I love that answer, man.
Yeah, but God in business. I follow this entrepreneur. He's in Las Vegas, Ryan Pineda.
Let me Google who that is.
Yeah, he's really good. He's in real estate. He's actually very, very successful.
Ryan.
And basically, he's developed this brand, well, like Wealthy Kingdom, it used to be called, but in Las Vegas, now it's tent makers. But I want to emulate that to an extent here in Canada. You know?
This gentleman here?
Yeah.
Check him out. I never.
Yeah, he started in real estate. Like he's in the high figures. Like he's like multi-level in terms of like the millions of dollars and wholesaling and all that stuff. But then he recently got more into his faith. Now it's Wealthy. Used to be called Wealthy Kingdom. So faith, entrepreneurship, together go hand in hand. Because, I mean, if you have just God or you just have business, I mean, I think it just goes hand in hand, right? God can also give you wealth. It's just.
I think God is the only one that can give wealth.
So I was like, might as well just...
All the atheists out there are going to hate this conversation.
Combine everything into one, because there are Christian entrepreneurs out there. And that's what my biggest thing is out there, just trying to find them. And then you connect with them virtually, in person, whatever. Because if you have the business concept, but also spiritually, we share certain, the same things. And we can talk about wealth in a Christian context. Like, okay, maybe you need to give more or do this. So right now, it's in the future definitely building that brand more for Christian entrepreneurs in Canada, and then from there just doing events that are, I guess in a way more preaching, but in general for if someone wants to be wealthy, like make something of themselves and they want to be an entrepreneur, because entrepreneurship is so glorified, and it's not easy.
It's not
easy, man. And also, they're Christians out there, and it's like their spiritual walk they may up and down, right? So I feel like if you have everything in one package, in one thing together, you can grow exponentially. Because you can't just be here, you can't be there. It's like, So
I definitely believe in building in the community, for sure.
Yeah.
You know who always impresses me?
Who?
The way the Jewish community does it. And I grew up with them, right? Literally, my best friends, the whole shebang. And it was very interesting. They will, obviously, I don't know of all of Judaism, but I know of the community here in Ottawa as an example. And it's nothing wrong with it. I think it's fantastic what they do. Like, as an example, something simple. Yeah. If your car breaks down and they need a mechanic, they'll first see if there's a Jewish mechanic that's in their community that can take care of it. And if they don't, they go outside the community. So I think it's definitely a good thing. And if that's what you're trying to build, I think that's incredible.
The community is definitely important.
It's all about the community.
It's all community. It's all.
I don't think we should segregate. I think we should all take care of one another.
Yeah, for sure.
But definitely, I think that's a very noble mission if you want to sit there and preach the word of God and you want to put that in business too.
Because you can't change. You can't like force someone to believe what you believe in or certain concepts. And because like if it's like, okay, we believe in the same thing, we're gonna get along. Likely we're gonna get along. But if we're completely different mindsets, it's tough. It's tougher. To really connect with them, it's tougher because we don't share the same values, philosophies. Maybe you raise your kids differently than mine. It's hard to penetrate that in their minds. So we can't, you can't change them. You're not here to change. You're not here to babysit anyone or change them. That's up to them. That's a personal thing where it's like if they want to change, they'll change, and they have to go through their own journey with, being someone completely new and then going that path of entrepreneurship or whatever. So
I agree with you. I think the mission's to inspire.
Yeah.
Change will happen after the inspiration.
For sure. Like you got to have that rock bottom moment, or at least a moment of realization where it's like, I can't keep living like this, or it's like something's got to change in my life. And then people change overnight. Like they go crazy, and it's like, You know, it's very inspiring. That's how their stories start, or a certain point, high, you know, in their moment in their life, and then from there they make something of themselves. So, you know, it's back to the underdog thing. I love these inspirational stories. You know, I love like Rocky Balboa and all that.
Come on, of course.
You know, so it's definitely inspirational, and I feel like that can be you know, towards someone's life, and they idolize a certain hero, even if it's not real. It's the concepts. It's still, you know, it's still great.
Sure.
You know.
So if people, so we're running out of time.
Yeah.
So if you want people to attend your events, where can they find you?
IN8 Productions, so IN8_Productions on Instagram. Pretty much.
Put the links in the description there, Kev, and then
Yeah.
websites and all the other stuff.
Right now I'm more focused on some other stuff, but I would say because I also have a modeling and talent agency that
I
I'm
was
starting.
gonna get there because I told you.
Yeah.
Because see that now that it's kind of funny, I had the.
Yeah.
We're talking about Christianity and all the other stuff, and it was very hard because I kept putting in the back of my mind I wanted to talk about this modeling stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you translate that? Like, how does this work now?
I mean,
There's no judgment here. I'm trying to
Yeah.
understand. Like, explain the modeling business, and then we'll get into that.
Yeah, the modeling industry came with like my mentor from the past. He was in the modeling industry, and now he's now he's devoted to Christ and all that. Now he's actually mentoring. He's basically more into his faith, and he's consulting and all this other stuff. But he was very successful in LA with his modeling agency, and then from there we just share the same belief system and everything. And I just found it very interesting because I like to do events. I like meeting, because it's not just modeling, it's talent, it's business owners, it's group dinners. I want to just have it's nothing crazy. I'm not trying to be like the next big modeling agency, but it's more like a social circle thing where we do exclusive VIP quality events with quality people, models, business owners, talent.
But hold on, is the models modeling a product, or are you just saying there's beautiful women at the event?
No, there's models for sure. Like we have brands and clients, and there's a roster of talent and models, and a certain brand or client or friend of mine that's okay. We're doing a music video. You know, I like this person or this talent. It's like, you know, and then we make a deal. It's a 3-way deal. So basically, the model, me, and then where if it's like a music video, he books them through me or the agency. And as simple as that, because, you know, if you meet business people and they're, you know, sometimes they need a certain artist or model in their advertising or anything that they have to offer, because it's, you know, with these creative shoots, you need a person, right? You need someone that's the face. So for me, it's simply just having that there. I'm not trying to be the next big modeling and talent agency.
Sure.
But I am going to meet more owners, entrepreneurs that, you know, they're looking, you know, they have something creative going on, their projects. And it's like, okay, I have a modeling agency talent. And let me know if you are ever looking for some, you know, in your music video or whatever may be the case for your project. And
so what makes you so attractive then for a model to say, hey, I want to do business with you?
Like, I think honestly now it's just the mindset as well. Like, because I don't want to, because I have another friend, she runs a modeling. It's like a big daycare, she says. It's like so many drama, so much differences, you know. And I just think like if they're easygoing and they're easygoing mindset, they're willing to take criticism. They don't have to be indulged in the whole self-help thing, but they're reasonable people and they understand, you know, I could tell them stuff and it's just very easy, right? Everything's very flowing. Then for me, it trumps everything, even beauty, because for me, it's I don't want no problems in terms of, okay, this happened or this happened. So definitely, like, if they're open to certain things, like it's like, okay, maybe you need to do this, you need to position yourself this, like PR, you know, and they're open to criticism, then it's simple as that. They take it, they work on it, boom. But some other girls would be like, oh, it's like, you know, they take offense to that. And for me, it's just more problems. Like for men, it's like you take criticism, you work on it, and then you implement it, and that's it.
Sure.
You know, and as simple as that. But some people, I would say, they overcomplicate it. It's like, okay, no, you did, you know, you're like, they think you're like being negative. But in reality, it's constructive criticism to grow us, to grow the everything, you know?
Okay, but what makes you so attractive once again for them to say? Because if there's different modeling agencies,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Why go and see John Valley? Is it the type of business that he does? Is it the kind of freedom that they have as creators? Like,
Yeah.
I have no clue about the modeling
I would
world.
say the events is the specialty that we do because it's also
Okay.
intertwined with the events.
Right.
I want to do like runways in the future, like Christian runways and all that. It's all into one big. It's like an ecosystem of everything, right?
But how does a Christian runway for models work?
I mean, there's a couple. I went to one in.
I'm
Ottawa.
curious. I have no clue. I'm not
It's
a
like
Christian.
there's certain designers, certain brands are Christian based. You know, I was one in Ottawa recently. It just there needs to be more creators that create this. You know, because
Okay.
people are hesitant to create something. But if you have the power to do so, then do it.
Then do it. No,
Yeah,
I get
but-
that part.
But for sure, there'll be backlash.
Are
because-
you okay with like bikini shoots and stuff like that? Like, if you are, I don't care. It's up to you. You know, I'm not in the.
I
modeling.
mean, depending on the client, honestly, if it's like something Victoria's Secret or something that's like depending on the client or the person that in their vision, right? If their vision is this and that, it's like it aligns.
Sure.
Every deal, every project is different, and they're what they want, and it's good. But
Do you find some of these projects intriguing too?
I mean, I'm just starting out, but yeah, I like doing projects where it's like products like perfumes or anything to do with like physical products, like whether it's perfume or oils or anything that to do with skin cream. I like those because you can do creative shoots. You can like set up a light here, you know, have a model here. It's
Not to say there's no man models out
Yeah,
there
yeah,
to do
yeah.
the colognes and stuff
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. I get that.
But
yeah.
those are like I like those concepts because you can be super creative with it and play around with the dynamic and the background drop and all that stuff.
Well, it must be amazing. You get to see the product firsthand before it's released.
Yeah. Yeah.
You must have some nice colognes and stuff then, eh?
Yeah, my friend, he's starting out a cologne company. So for me, I'm just staying with the business, like being there and just building a foundation, having a relationship. And then if we can be there from the beginning and then like, okay, we just do business. We're friends as well. It's perfect. You know, we connect on every level. And then it's like you believe in me and I believe in you.
So you're practicing what you preach.
Yeah, exactly. So, because like, I mean, if it's just transactional, it's like, you know, you got to really believe in someone. If you really believe in them, it's I'll be there from the beginning. I got you. We'll grow together. Whether they're still the same or they grow, it's like, okay, you're my day one. It's loyalty, you know, very to the roots.
So what about burns? Everybody's been burned in business. What kind of burns are there in this event marketing space?
Honestly,
Like I want what is these
Yeah.
shady moves you can pull here to kind of shark John Valley?
like in simple form, it's honestly just to deal with the owner. Everything falls. From what I've seen, it like everything falls from the DJs to the organizers to promoters because of the owner. Like if the owner doesn't open, it's like he's the one with the keys. He's the person that's, you know, the top. He's the one hiring the bartenders and everything. The owner is the number one in everything. So
Is the business okay?
if he falls or has a personal issue, a personal problem, and then that affects the business, everything falls. Like I had heard stories where it's like you invest, like they put so much money into their event, it's like this big day got canceled, or they had to relocate because the owner did this, or the owner did this, or the owner has a personal problem, you know, and it's like everything falls. Like imagine you work so hard one day, you market your event for months, and it's like canceled last minute. Oh my gosh,
That's
it's
that's
crazy.
probably
That's horrible.
brutal.
That's horrible. Like that's why I believe you should own the offer, or at least have certain control or power in it. At least have the keys or something, because that's anxiety. Like if you work so hard for something and then it's like game day, it doesn't happen. That's tough. You know, you lose money and it's like you burn a bridge and it's tough. But you know, to be an owner definitely is not easy.
So how do you mitigate that? Because obviously it would burn your reputation too.
Yeah.
So how would you mitigate that? Contracts, right
Contracts?
terms, deposits.
I would say actually analyzing the owner, like the person itself, you know, because again, the character reflects the business. So, you know, it affects definitely how their character, how they conduct life is how they do business from what I've seen. Maybe they're super non-responsive and it's like, okay, they hired a bartender last minute and they're not trained. it relates to them because that's how they view, their process in life.
Sure, you walk the
Last
walk.
minute everything. But if you have an owner that's dialed in systems, it's like, okay, this guy I can trust him. He's not going to cancel. There's security. There's this, and it's okay, safe bet. And I would say always go for the safe bet, unless you have some power, some control, any sort of like keys. It's because you can't really rely on someone fully unless you're in the team, like in-house. Because if you're in-house, that means okay, we have some say. I would say.
I get where you're going with.
Yeah.
It looks like I'm going to come to one of your events and we're going to have a good time.
Perfect.
And we'll network. And then
yeah.
whoever wants to come check out John, please do. I think you're going to enjoy some of his events. I've been to the competitors. I don't think they're as nice, but I'm excited to try one of yours.
Mm-hmm. No, it's going to be great. I'm getting into more AI. So I was like, I'm just going to jump into AI and learn and do these events. And because AI is expanding like crazy. And I'm just trying to learn because every week there's something new about AI.
It's incredible.
It's insane. It's insane, man. And it's a lot of knowledge that you have to absorb and obtain. And I want to talk to people in Ottawa that are building some certain things, and know more in AI than me. So definitely want to connect with those kind of people. And I feel like networking events is perfect because, you're eating, having a drink or whatever, and you're talking about AI, whether it's in your personal life for productivity or business. AI is like game changer.
Oh, I love AI.
AI. So, yeah.
And when's this next event?
October 2nd.
You guys heard that? October 2nd.
Yeah.
Where's the venue?
Back to Brooklyn.
Where's that?
It's like in Byward Market.
Byward Market.
Byward Market, yeah.
And if anybody wants to get tickets, go to IN8.
Yeah, Eventbrite or IN8 Productions Instagram.
So Eventbrite is the right place to go. We're gonna put the
Eventbrite.
links in the description. I think I would tell everybody to go and check it out. I personally think AI is gonna be the next .com millionaires.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it's gonna definitely change the game. And I think we're early on enough to be able to see that shift. So
Yeah, I mean, at some point you don't need employees. I'm learning about AI agent. It's like your own AI agent. You don't need to technically hire employees. You just have this amazing AI agent doing the assistant work for you and training it, developing it. And it's like boom, 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 like send an email. It's insane how I read somewhere where it's like one person in terms of like a multi-level, like $1 million company. Like it's just going to be a guy in his basement that has AI systems on all levels and making money. He doesn't need to hire or train or lead any humans. So, if certain guys are just going all in with AI and really making some money out of it.
I really, with all the capabilities of AI, I really hope that they put safeguards though.
Yeah, no, it's tough.
I really hope they put some sort of safeguards, which I found one of them was pretty cool because I tested Gemini the other day to see if it would do anything illegal.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, we have a pirated version of a software. I never had a software, but I just said pirated version of a software. And we're looking to see if we can transfer data over and stuff like that. How can we make this replicable?
Mm-hmm.
And then it says, I can't help you with this request. I don't help with transactions that are illegal, which is a good safeguard. At least, the AI Gemini is going to do that. But
Yeah.
I really hope they dial in the safeguards because now you have impersonations. And it might sound cool that John Valle can have a song and he can have Lil Wayne's ghostwriter make that music.
It's crazy.
Right? And it's not legit, but
I've seen ads like on Instagram, on everything. And just in general, they look like humans, but they're not. They're like just ads. It's like, what kind of funnel is this? It's like human selling. It's like not human, but it's just AI. It's like, hey, I'm an AI, and we're doing. I'm like, what the? So these ads are just, it's crazy. At some point, you're gonna think it's a real ad, a real person.
Some of them really do look real.
Yeah, and then it's like they're gonna funnel you down, and it's like, what did you just buy? It's like it's scary, because this technology is only gonna get better, and everything is just gonna get like, what's real? I don't know what's real anymore.
Stop with the gorilla memes. Those are brutal, man. Some of the dark humor is incredible. It's hilarious. It's borderline like, oh my god, what am I watching? But it's insane. It's funny.
It's insane on all levels.
John, look, man, what a pleasure having you. October 2nd. Back to Brooklyn, Byward Market. Get your tickets on Eventbrite. We're going to post the link in the description. Real pleasure having you on. Looking forward to seeing your success.
Appreciate you.
And if you guys like what you saw, please like and share and subscribe so anybody you know can also get the value of what we're talking about today. Because once again, we're trying to inspire lives, inspire change. And I really respect that. You know, he wants to inspire change through Christianity and entrepreneurship and all that. So see you guys next time.